actually a number of things. A number of things. I think that actually the role of Merkel is a little bit misinterpreted, because Merkel is definitely not somebody who is on Russia's side. She's a politician who's very inclusive. So the fact that she's coming to Japan.
How much money the Russia owe her? How much money do you know that? There's tremendous money is Germany invested to Russia. So
yes, because that's
it back from Russia, right?
Yeah, but there are some relations there because of the reunification.
But Merkel and Putin, very close friends, right? Sister and daughter, not daughter. No. Sister and brother.
we talked about that before, but I don't believe in that strong relationship.
Do you know that Putin called her 24 hours? Do you know that?
Yes, but no, absolutely not, according to what I saw in the German
Obama
media.
just tried to use the secret service to figure out the Merkel's handy phone to the stealing her, communication. Why Obama just did it? Because this is obvious. Merkel and Putin very secret in the connection.
Okay, let's go back to the main point here. Yeah. So you're saying that that Japan would be willing to pay 200 billion. $200 billion US for the Kuril Islands.
Yeah, that's right.
With 20,000 people on it.
Yeah. This is a global problem.
I think it's very expensive.
Do you think about the other island, dispute island with China, Senkaku Island?
Yes.
Oh, this is Iceland. How come we negotiate so big problem with China? This small island, it doesn't matter. Like Takeshima saying, Japanese is always sticking to the small bit. Don't you think so?
I would definitely not pay 200 billion for these islands.
Yeah, this is Japanese. And the American people is unbelievable. What the hell they're thinking about? These Japanese people pay 200 billion. This is just only Japanese understand. Also, I think this is stupid, but the Japanese is pay. Okay, Chinese people and Russian people pay if this is value. Japanese people, they don't think this is value or not. Japanese thinking is just mindset, not value.
But
this is Japanese culture.
Isn't it also true that Japan actually believes that they rightfully own these islands? The majority of people, whoever I talk to about this issue in Japan, believe that these islands are theirs. So why on earth would they be paying 200 billion to something that already belongs to them?
Not value. This is Japanese culture. Oh, European people never understand. What the hell Japanese pay 200 billion? Oh, stupid. Everybody thinks that. Also, I think that. But Japanese people, this is acceptable.
Nobody even wants to live there.
No,
and the people who live there, they want to get out of there, but a lot of them they can't because they cannot afford to buy a house in Russia anymore.
Okay. That people never understand Japanese. That is why they did war. Okay, just even consider World War II. Why they started? This is not that makes sense. Whatever things. Global people never understand how come they like war, right?
I have to shortcut this.
You want to show the video?
The video is 25 minutes.
No, you can show this. This is Kuril Island.
Yes.
This is geography. That's all. Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it.
I saw it this morning.
Yeah, it's.
So why don't you ask the other people? This is my opinion. Oh, this one. Oh, this one.
Yes. So discussion points.
I think you can speak out my opinion. What you think is as a Europe common sense.
Well, I think that I don't think I represent the European common sense, but if, as an observer, I think it's the whole situation about the Kuril Islands is messy. I don't really understand what the fuss is about, and because nobody actually really seems to want to be on these islands, or and developing those islands is complicated. Of course, they are rich fishing grounds, beautiful nature, but if we are talking about amounts of money in sums of 200 billion US dollars, I cannot really understand why Japan would ever be paying that kind of money. That they don't need it. If you give every citizen on that island a small house somewhere in Russia, that everybody would leave, and you can just go there and take the islands. It's not necessary to invest that much money. Also, I'm not really convinced whether Russia will collapse or not, because I don't think that the oil price will going to stay that low. Actually, it's already on the increase, and I think it will crawl back up. So I wonder whether Russia really sees this kind of pressure. I also don't think that Japan can afford to make these kinds of deals with Russia in the current economic climate where Russia is isolated. And of course, that's a good time to make a deal, but also it would isolate Japan from the rest of the international community. And I wonder whether they want to take that risk for these small islands. So I don't think that much is going to happen.
Oh, okay. Yes, today discussion Himalaya, but consider for the Putin is current his turmoil for his country debt, and what his next action he want to do is one target is he tried to give the authorized right to some other country to developing Siberia. And this is a very valuable, opportunity. And if consider for global, perspective, I think here better give the contract with China. But China is Russia-China relationship, or China itself is that country is not reliable, right? Not reliable. They are going to change it always, the condition and the dealing, and sort of very heavy negotiator. So Russia don't want to pick China for the vast opportunity for Siberia. And Japanese people, they are very honest with the concept of history. They never betray the Russian mind, just intention. So just only opportunity Russia want to make contact with Japan. This is only Japan in Asia Pacific Russia will deal with. So, but for Japanese side, this country is very small, and population size of Russia is the same size of Russia, and Russia-Japan is not formal agreement we don't have, but Putin is willing to do something with Japan. It's final resort, Siberia. For Japanese people or Japanese government or industry is a tremendous opportunity to develop Siberia.
Well, actually, so this is also something that I'm a little bit. I'm not really sure what the value is of now starting to explore an oil field in Siberia, which is obviously very hard to explore given the climate situation and the difficulty that others already had in exploring it. We have shale oil exploration as an alternative. There are other countries, like for example Saudi Arabia, where exploring oil is much cheaper than it is. How profitable, and of course we have the alternative energy resources that are becoming more and more important. How smart is it to now invest 200 billion in developing oil fields in Siberia?
Oil is not so much valuable for Japan, and Putin understand, not oil. This Siberia is, they have lots of minerals and forest industry.
Ah, yes.
It's tremendous opportunity for Japan. We have skill and we have knowledge for developing Siberia, and this is a huge territory, right? So this is we Japanese people can utilize those areas.
Forestry.
Oil, no oil.
Not oil.
It's developing that area, and also the people. Not so many people living there. We have opportunity to develop that Siberia like Manchuria 100 years ago. Very similar people, similar situation. And we try to develop that country like agriculture and fishery, and lots of opportunity we can develop that area. Russia cannot reaching out from Moscow to Siberia. It's impossible. So this is, I think, nobody watching that area, but this is a big opportunity for Japan. And China is, they know, lot of Chinese embedding into the Siberia, as you know, right? Million people try to get into Russia, but Russia is very threat of that Chinese invasion. And they know that this is because not always. And also Japan, if so, Japan will going to develop the railways and highways and all sort of things to develop that area. It's a big opportunity.
Russia is already in the process of developing these.
They don't have
these
money,
railways.
and they don't have people, and they don't have skill. They just only skill is digging oil. That's all. That's all.
I wouldn't underestimate the skills of the Russians when it comes to development. Their technical skills are
So they don't. They
very advanced.
The other big issues from Russian side, they want to get skill from Japanese people. They want to get next industry. Their current the problem is only the digging oil. Any other industry they don't have. So they need to transform their countries themselves. Putin knows that, and he likes Japan. So this is the reason why the whole island is a good opportunity for him. But also he needs money. It's the best opportunity. So that's the reason why my estimate, this year's estimate, is big change for the Russian side and Japanese side. Only the matching is the best matching. This is that he wrote the article. This is what Kuril Island is one reason. Major reason is how to get the Russians recover in the eastern side or western side or whatever. He's on to one axis in the world against China and against America, and Japan will support. But Japan officially cannot support because of we are American side, right?
Yes.
But this solving agreement is possible. That's why I just ask this guy.
Yeah.
This is my opinion.
So what do you think? What do you think?
I think Japan should say it's okay. Only two islands. First, history is upside to downside. Next, downside to upside.
Oh yes, this is true. This is Japan tried to invade to north side, right? But go down to south side, invasion, 1930s. They decided to, instead of going to Russia, they go to down south side, right? And at that time, chasing for oil. But this recent years, Japanese we have very threat. Japanese people cannot get into the Asia. Japanese people cannot speak English, and they cannot cooperate with Chinese or Asian Chinese. No? The Indonesia, no. Philippines, no. Vietnam, no. And this is a problem. So this is Japanese is very clever to doing something without people, without foreign people, because they are very poor to speak foreign. So just only Japanese are going to know, so nobody there, right? Japanese can do whatever they want. This is just only Japan can, doing their skill, their talent. If going to south, many people there, but Japanese cannot communicate with those people. This is problem.
Okay. I have a question to Mr. Uno. You said, if I am correct, you say that Japan could even pay $200 billion for the 4 islands?
No, Siberia development.
What happens to the 4 islands?
Free. Russia gives them free.
So, as a condition,
No condition.
mhm,
Unconditionally, Putin will give Japan 4 islands. But 4 islands, okay. This is actually whatever you like. Putin's strategy. But because Putin actually wants to just pay $200 billion to the island, he cannot say. Because
so as a condition to give back all 4 islands free of charge to Japan,
Yes.
He makes it a condition that Japan should invest in Siberia in the amount of $200 billion.
That's right.
That's the same.
Well, that maybe he can say. But as he understood, if Japan would be paying $200 billion only for those poor small islands, 4 islands, that's crazy.
No,
Yeah.
he never forgot.
And when it comes to the development in Siberia, well, without having these 4 islands back or whatever, I think many Japanese companies and maybe the Japanese government even, they will be interested in going into Siberia
That's right.
for development.
This is Putin over.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a separate story, I think.
No. This Putin understands Japanese mindset. It's combined.
Mhm.
Combined.
Yeah.
Okay. He want to sell 200 billion to selling for Ireland, but he knows Japan is very close to the United States. He can speak of that. Okay. Instead, what he said, okay, Kirill Island, Siberia development is separate. Russia's government will just free and unconditionally give it back to for Ireland to Japan. No condition. Instead, but also, why don't you spend $200 billion to Siberia and by private company, not government, okay? But Japanese government, guaranteed for $200 billion, and Putin will offer because, and also Japanese government is very poor to negotiate with Russia, so Putin asked to Merkel, German involvement. Germany is very clever to doing business between Russia and Japan. Okay, Japan will get 10% from 200 billion.
You're not speaking about the Sakhalin development, are you? Siberia.
Siberia, all Siberia.
So Sakhalin, Japan is already in,
Yeah.
yeah, for developing the gas.
Gas
and
pipeline,
this-
yes. All Siberia. All Siberia. They cannot do anything. 160 million. Only 100, also no skill, no industry. And the major objective is, Russian objective is, they want to get skill from Japan. They want to develop
Technology.
technology. They want to, not oil. They want to start advanced technologies. He want to get from Japan. This is their intention.
So in exchange for the Kuril Islands, Japan would provide services under market price?
This is the fishing, Russian fishing. Okay, they give fish for island. The Japanese eat this fish, right? Eat this fish, but Russia doesn't care for island. They don't give it a small island. But instead, why don't you invest 200 billion in Siberia? This is a true intention. How do you think? This is if I'm Putin, I saw that.
Well, I would not consider it more than bait that you throw in the water just to attract the fish, not the bait that Japan is actually going to bite in.
Yeah, Japan he knows Senkaku Island story. Okay, Russia Putin said, how come Japan so sticking to Senkaku Island, small island? What's the objective? Takeshima? Oh no, I don't need this. But Japan would, how much money they want to? Oh, well, I won't pay. I'm supposed to pay. Japanese mindset. Chinese, Russian never buy non-value island, but Japanese will do. This is not value.
The history of these islands, the Kuril Islands, only goes back about 160 years. It's not like
This is never mind. Japanese people don't consider for the history. Always, this is it's strange people. Very strange people. They are sticking to like Okinawa, but consider for history, Okinawa didn't belong to Japan. But they never mind. Okinawa is Japanese people. They are not Japanese people. Right? Ryukyu. You go to Taiwan? Did you see that the Taiwan airport? Did you see that?
I never went to Taiwan.
Okay, they are not saying Okinawa. They are saying Ryukyu. Right?
Oh, they say
Yeah,
Ryukyu or
Okinawa
not.
people, they think that, you should ask them, are you Japanese? Some of those are, oh no, we are Ryukyu. Right? Japanese people, 100% people believe this is Japanese island. No, Chinese say, this is our territory, right? This is, Japanese people don't consider for history. Never mind. This is value, it doesn't matter. This is Japanese. So you don't forget Japanese mindset. This is very difficult to take care of them.
So okay, so let's try to get a little bit closer to kind of unite our visions. I think that basically the Kuril Islands could be interesting as a very fussy issue that needs resolvement. anybody who's making a gesture here, like Putin, maybe could create good intentions on the Japanese side to provide them with support in actually developing Siberia. I could see that as a feasible option. Whether that will be enough to help Russia to overcome its debt that will start to occur based on the low oil prices and the international isolation, I doubt it. Whether it will create better relations between Japan and Russia, without a doubt. So that since Russia doesn't have a lot of friends at the moment, they can use any friend that they can get. So I think they're from my perspective, I think in general the direction is right. The dimensions are just a little bit different from what Uno-san is.
Yeah, you can speak out as a European, one of European.
Well, I don't want to claim to be speaking for the entire European. I speak for myself. So, anybody else would like to comment on what Japan should do and should not do in this issue? Nobody?
Oh, this paper is Sasaki write up this.
Okay.
Not my opinion. His writings. Saying about after later you can. It's too small.
It is small. Okay.
Well, yes, eh?
Yes.
Well, development in Siberia, that sounds interesting, and many Japanese corporations and maybe Japanese government will be interested, because Japan in itself is very limited in the land area and the natural resources and everything. So, of course, that's interesting. But again, I would say, no Japanese corporation will invest or give money, whatever, a big amount of money as a part of the return of the Curio or 4 islands. Because a Japanese corporation who is interested in investing in Siberia, they will do it purely for the economic
Yes.
sense. And if their hands are tied to the return of the 4 islands, obviously the economic sense will be reduced so much more. So I think any company will look at the development in Siberia quite separate from
This issue.
this particular issue. Otherwise, nobody will go to Siberia.
Yes. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
And the Japanese government will not be able to persuade any company to invest, give any money of that big amount to Russia, because the return of the islands will benefit no Japanese company.
But usually that goes. I have a little experience in the Japanese government and how they allocate money in order to make it interesting, economically interesting for companies to actually engage in projects in those countries. Like for example, in ODA functions and things like that. There's a big project is created. Only Japanese companies are invited. They get lots of money and create a project there. It's a little bit different, but still the economic incentive is there. The government, the state, is involved as a sponsor, and in this kind of role, it could be that the state and private sector join hands and actually enter in this market. But it will never add up an ODA to the amount of 200 billion US dollars.
200 billion yen, that makes sense. But not the 200 billion dollars, no. Crazy.
This is my idea is very similar to Alaska. Alaska bought from Russia 150 years ago, 200 years ago?
Yes, I think that expired about in around 1960.
This is a variable to spend money $200 billion for Siberia or not. This is a sort of decision. And even if by real estate in Russia, China, China is 60 70 years, right, only 70, 60 years. Okay, Russia can offer 50, 60, 40, 50 years also like to the real estate and everything to Japan, $200 billion. Is it cheap or not, cheap or expensive or not? This is more bigger than Alaska.
Yeah, but I don't think that these kinds of deals are not of this day and age.
So Japanese people cannot, government cannot make judgment by themselves. That's the reason that Putin asked Russia and Germany, American involvement.
I'm not concerned. I'm not convinced about the role of Germany in this.
No, Merkel lent lots of money to Russia, and also the sister, the brother, very close relation. Elder brother, elder sister can take care of that boy.
Angela Merkel was coming from East Germany, right?
Yes, yes.
Previous East Germany.
Yes.
So of course anybody can guess. Maybe she had some connection with the ex-USSR
Oh yes.
central government.
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
But actually, based on all her interviews that we actually studied.
Oh, you have to explain the relationship of both of them, right?
So we studied Merkel and the relationship between Russia and Merkel. But if you look at interviews and her response to questions on interview sessions and her spontaneous response to questions, especially in German and Deutsche Fernsehen, German television, then it's obvious that she really doesn't like him. She doesn't like it. They understand each other, and of course, was sich liebt, das neckt sich, they say in German. So the people who love each other, they fight. If they don't care, they don't fight. But they fight. They definitely fight, and they are definitely on different pages. And
you have to explain a TV conference in Russia, Merkel and Putin conference, and Putin asked Merkel, "Okay, you get married anyway, right?" And what he said.
He was very upset about that. Well, I'm not going to repeat it actually.
No, that was everyone don't understand what the relationship with each other, both of those. Why Obama, surveyed Merkel and honeycomb? The reason is, okay, both of them had a TV conference, and Merkel and Putin asked Merkel, "You get married anyway, right?" And that time, you are fucked. Anyway, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter it doesn't matter how things go. In the end of the day,
the word itself, fuck. The president to the chancellor never using that kind of word. Never using kind of word. But
Yes.
she said, "You are fucked." He
Yes.
said,
yes.
and Merkel get mad back. This very cruel. Otherwise, never use speak of those kind of dirty words, right? Never think. Oh, can you imagine? Obama says some word, and even though so close person, or president, whatever, but he speaks. So Putin, it's obviously he just called her 24 hours, even though midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. But she just called her.
When asked when she was in a German television during an interview, her telephone rang. And she said, "Oh, I'm very sorry, but I need to take this." So there was a painful silence in the studio, she switched off the telephone, and then the interviewer asked, "Is that Putin?" Because they were talking about the relation between Russia and the rest of Europe and sanctions, and she said, "Sicherlich nicht," and that means definitely it's not Putin. Definitely it's not Putin. So the fact that he is calling her 24 hours a day is absolutely not true.
Oh yeah. This is true. Usually, if this is not true, his attitude looks like just her attitude is so sort of like do you love her? No, I never love her. Sort of things. He's
Actually, okay.
Mine was so
I'm just gonna try this. I'm just gonna Google Putin
This
Merkel,
is your
and then I'm going to take the pictures.
This is your PC?
Yes.
Oh.
So
Why don't you
This is
show
why-
the video that?
this is how much they like each other.
I told you.
This is how much they like each other.
No, the video which I told you though.
This is good. Oh, this was actually when
Oh, this one.
he
this
made
one.
this joke. Yes.
Yeah, this one.
Blog post.
Yeah, this one.
So
Oh, this is video?
no. These are just a few pictures of how fond these two are of each other.
Why don't you show the video which I told you?
I don't have that video. So.
Everybody immediately understand what I'm talking about. But this is very important. How Putin and Merkel is so close, then they understand what I'm talking about. Why Russia picked German between Japan and Russia? She is very only he Putin.
Here we go.
Huh? Oh, this one?
Yes.
Oh, so good. Oh, yeah. Is that one?
Oh. Hey, there's no sound? Oh, sorry. Let's change this.
Много всяких анекдотов
Oh.
можно привести на этот счет. Как бы
Oh, this one.
не действовать во время первой брачной ночи. Результат должен быть один и тот же, понимаете?
Well, look at her face.
This is Chinese, but why don't you change it to English? Just no language. You just say
Here we go.
Много
language.
всяких анекдотов можно привести на этот счет. Как бы не действовать во время первой брачной ночи. Результат должен быть один и тот же, понимаете?
Right? Right? This is what I'm talking about. They're so very close each other. Very close each other. You should understand. We are spending a lot of time to investigate both regions. That's the reason why Obama investigated her honeycomb. So close, 24 hours. The Putin called her.
When Putin says married, the married or the FUCK,
Yes.
what was he referring to?
He was referring to the fact that anyway, whatever Russia would be doing, whether they would go left or right, anyway, they would be blamed. So it was basically referring to the fact that whether they would invade Ukraine or not, they were going to take the blame anyway.
So if you are married, you'll be FUCK.
So
anyway.
yes.
Same thing.
So on a wedding night, it doesn't matter whether you go left or right. The end of the story is
Whatever sanction he
Yes,
you
yeah.
are charging, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hey man, sort of things he said. Right?
So I don't know whether this is a sign of actually having a close relationship, but I think also the look on Angela Merkel's face was also kind of illustrative.
How come America come to Japan? They never see no reason she come to Japan.
Yeah, because Merkel is a kind of politician who is not a very strong leader as putting herself in front of the groups and saying, okay, we're going to do this. She's very inclusive. So she is from a German democracy works that way. You're creating coalitions. Generally, you're bringing people on the same page, slowly but gradually, and you thereby create power and empowerment. Not by putting yourself ahead of the troops,
No,
but by creating some kind of consensus.
No, this is politics,
That is politics.
She's a politician.
That is but that is the way that she is doing
She
her
knows
politics.
backdoor. Putin knows backdoor. She always uses backdoor. She knows how to get in, right? Right?
I have no proof to say
Japanese-
anything in
Japanese
favor
people,
or against that.
They don't have backdoor. They don't know how to do dealing. That's the reason. Putin-
Well, obviously, there are connections, there are relationships. I mean, Putin is fluent in German, and she is fluent in Russian.
Yeah, she
yes.
can speak Russian.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, she
And,
when she was
Putin can speak German.
when she was a child in
East
East Germany, she was second in the country for Russian language contest.
No.
So she, yeah.
So Morishima-san, I know this background, okay, and German, Russia, and I know the Japanese foreign ministry, they do not have power. So Putin cannot negotiate directly to Japan. So Russian ministry, foreign ministry cannot directly contact the Japanese foreign ministry. So that's the reason why he picked Japan. And Merkel, he has very heavy power in Europe. So just only negotiate. Siberia is a big opportunity, right? So Putin cannot directly to contact the Japanese government, too risky. So, but 200 billion US dollars is so expensive, but consider for America by Russia, Alaska.
Small amount of money. It was a very good buy for America.
Right?
I know that.
Right, the same.
Oh, but the 25 兆円 is too much. 25兆円.
But,
200 billion dollars.
but think of it bigger than Alaska.
Oh yeah, but Japan will not be buying Siberia, only investing.
No, consider for Russia. Consider Russia, no, China. China real estate, Japanese people, a lot of investment there, but even though by real estate, just 67 years. 60, 70 years. Real estate, also like only 67, the same to Russia. They never give to 67 years, maybe 40 years, they give that, right? By the way, it's time to
It is actually for me time to start to
but
work.
it's very good video, right?
What was this TV conference you were showing? What event was it?
This was I think it was a television. It was a television debate.
German television?
I know it was in Russian television.
Russian?
Yes, yeah.
Well, we don't know that's only cutting the sheep finder. Just cutting just portion, right?
Yes.
We don't know.
Yeah, but the context was the sanctions, and this is how Putin appealed against the sanctions. Okay.
We spend a tremendous amount of time for survey, investigate Putin character. He is right. many hours. So they find out his character. In Japan.
It is rather strange. Sounds strange to me. German chancellor, the number one man, number one woman.
Yes, in Europe.
Visiting Russia,
Yeah.
having a TV conference with the Russian president, and she was told by the president whatever he wants to say.
Yes.
It's almost a disgrace to her.
Yes, and she obviously thinks so too.
Yeah, but and also in the midst of the sanction, yeah,
Yes,
Europe, America
Exactly.
versus Russia.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's to some extent I can understand why Uno-san thinks okay he would never do that if there wasn't some kind of personal relationship.
Very close.
That is possible, but the personal relationship is not necessarily a very good relationship.
It means through the phone, always. He's talking to her. Oh, you are fact. Always he's talking to her. That's the reason why he's easy to speak out in the TV. Never happened like that. So that's the reason Obama tried to chase him for her handy phone. Right?
Well, so it is possible, since you say so, Merkel has some secret obligation
Not even so secret. Actually,
from her East German days. She was acting as a kind of a liaison.
No. If you observe the Barday Club, conference meeting, and Japanese TV or Japanese newspaper only the front 15 minutes, but actually 3 hours, 5 hours, we reviewed everything. Then we get to know who he is. His character is big boss. He never mind kind of things. No, and Merkel is he is very established woman in Europe. So both of them is different. Back door. They are a big brother and sister, right?
Germany needed a big favor from Russia for the reunification. because they were very worried about reunification and what it would mean, and what it would mean to the power balance within Europe. Because that was always there was this line, the Iron Curtain within Europe. So Russia finally agreed with the reunification, and in return, they received a favorable treatment in terms of investments and things like that. So there is definitely a relationship between Germany and Russia, and Germany is the biggest client in terms of buying natural gas from Russia. Gazprom is everywhere in Germany. So of course there are relations, but not necessarily good relations on a personal level. Okay, with that, I would like to thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful day.